Okay, so I just finished watching Evan Urant's video, Reformed Hoes and Hypocrites, Why You Bullshitting, Part 5. And I just have to say, I call bullshit. Okay, I think you're a smart man, but what you said was just absolutely ridiculous. Like, a black man having sex with a white woman or any other race is going to produce a black child, but if a black woman sleeps with any other race, it's going to be the other race. Like, how does that make any sense? Because at the end of the day, whether I push it out of my vagina or if another white woman pushes it out of her vagina, those kids are going to come out pretty similar in terms of complexion and appearance. So, not just that, what if that white woman has prejudice as well? She could pass it on to her children. She could. What's stopping her from doing it? What's stopping the dad from passing on his prejudice? Obviously, he's with a white woman, so how do you know that he's not anti-black women or anti-black people in general? Like, he could be one of those black men who's like, oh, I made it out of the hood, now I want nothing to do with black people. I'm gonna get me a white wife, a nice house, and just live it up. And completely denounce his black side. He could be one of those. So who's to say that a black woman is more likely than a black man to do something like that? And another thing I don't get, like, some people are like saying, oh, well, the man is the carrier of culture or whatever. Like, whatever the man is, a woman is, his children and his family are. No, not necessarily. Especially not these days, because now if I want to get married, I don't even have to take my husband's last name if I don't want to. And even that, like, what does that even mean? I mean, it's not like we're back in old Africa, and it's like, okay, I'm getting married as a woman, and I need to leave my family and my tribe behind and go to my husband's tribe and then just become one with his people. It's not like that. So I don't see, like, how he's any more the carrier of culture or race than I am. Like, it may have been true back then, but I don't see that now. And then I almost feel like you were downplaying or saying that black men, the quality of children they produce with other people are better than the quality of children than black women would produce with other people. When really, even though there might be a correlation, which I don't think there is, it doesn't mean that there's causation. You don't know why people have the prejudices they do. And for all you know, maybe those kids have nothing, they weren't raised like that to begin with, and it's just something they developed. I know my brother, he's into, like, white girls and light-skinned girls. That's not anything that my mother taught him. That's just something he developed on his own. So I don't understand the logic there. And yes, Barack Obama's dad, Obama Sr., I don't know what his name is, had sex with a white woman, and they produced the President of the United States. Yeah. Well, so what? There's lots of black men who produce kids with white women all the time that produce kids that are like the scum of the earth. So, to me, that's not a good enough example. That's not good enough. It doesn't cut it for me. And first of all, another thing, if anything, I would say that Barack Obama was raised like a white child. His mom was white. He grew up with his mom. His dad, didn't know he even existed for a while. So most of the experience I feel Obama gained as a black man was through his interaction with black people, the prejudice and the racism he experienced, the social groups he was in. And not just that, when he did meet his dad, you have to think about it. Me and Obama, we come from the same tribe. We're both Kenyan. We're both Luo. Does he know the language? I don't think so. My uncle was telling me he was trying to learn or something like that. Is he familiar with the culture? maybe vaguely, but it's not like he was raised that way. So I don't think that's fair to say. Because maybe what you're saying is that, I mean, if you had picked somebody who had like an active father in his life consistently from beginning to end, then I would be like, yeah, that's a good example. But with Obama, that's not quite the case. I'm not saying that his dad didn't love him. I'm not saying his dad was a bad dad. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know. I'm iffy on that one. And then black women who have kids with white men, I could have a child with a white man. It doesn't mean I'm going to completely denounce my black side. It doesn't mean I'm going to say to the child, oh, you're so precious, because you know that whiteness in you, it makes you that much more special. Like, I wish I were white too. Like, you don't even understand how lucky you are. Like, okay, like, let's go put a perm in your hair to make you look even more white. Because, oh my goodness, I'm just so happy that I have this beautiful white baby. Like, it just sounds ridiculous, even as I say it. Look at Seal and Heidi Klum right now. Look at their kids. That child is running around with his hair a mess. Why? Because she's not familiar with black culture. She doesn't know how to do its hair. Seal is a guy. How many guys sit down and learn how to do hair? So, there you go. At least with a black woman, I pop that kid out. For the most part, I know what to do. Or who to ask, who to call to figure out how to do this. But for a white woman, it's not necessarily the same when raising a black child. And as a black woman, the only culture I know, the one I was raised in, was black culture. So that's what I'm going to pass on to my child. And if you look at it anthropologically, isn't it women who pass on culture? Like, you might get the dad's name, the dad's title, the dad's tribe, or whatever, but the woman is passing on the language, the cultural norms, like the stories, the history, if you want to go way back when. And I'm sitting here talking, and I don't even remember what I've said. So if I've missed something, then I'm going to do a part 2 after I've watched this. Because I know I had some good points, but I just don't know if I've already said them.